Hello students, myself Antara Ghoshal, Assistant Professor of EC Department of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. This is my lecture series on RF and Microwave Engineering having code EC701, and this course is under 7th semester of BTech course in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. Here my contact number and mail IDs are given. If you have any query, then you can mail me or contact me. The course name is RF and Microwave Engineering and the course code is EC701, and the total lectures of this course are 34. Now there are some course objectives. First one is distinguish the RF and microwave spectrum, planar transmission lines and high frequency circuit elements. Determine the microwave passive components and scattering matrix representation. Third one is illustrate the microwave tubes, semiconductor microwave devices. Fourth one is justify the microwave application and typical microwave test bench. Now, there are also some course outcome. That means when the students will complete this course, after that they will be able to understand the microwave frequency range and their application. Develop fundamental understanding of the two-port RF network and matching techniques. They will be able to learn the scattering matrix for microwave passive components, understand the microwave tubes and devices along with their fundamental principle of operation. Learn the microwave measurement techniques. These all are the course outcome of this course. Now, this is module 1. Under this module 1, there are different topics. That in first, there is introduction uh, to RF and microwave spectrum and the typical application of RF and microwave in radar and missile, and the safety consideration of RF and microwave. Now in the next microwave waveguide and waveguide resonator rectangular waveguides design consideration, TE and TM mode, TE10 mode analysis, cutoff frequency, propagation constant, intrinsic wave impedance, phase and group velocity, and power transmission attenuation, waveguide excitation, wall current. All these are in under this module 1. Now, in previous lectures, I have already discussed about what is microwave waveguide, what are the different types of microwave waveguide, like basic types of waveguides are rectangular waveguide and circular waveguide. Also, I have discussed about the design consideration of rectangular waveguide and the different modes of this rectangular waveguide, that is TE and TM mode. Also in previous lecture, it was discussed that if the mode is TE10 mode, then what will be the analysis, what will be the cutoff frequency, propagation constant, intrinsic wave impedance, phase and group velocity. Now, today we will discuss about the power transmission and attenuation. Now, to determine the power flow of the in the waveguide, first we have to find the average Poynting vector. Now, all of you know about what is Poynting vector. That is P average equal to half real value of ES into H star S. That is Poynting vector. All of you know about this equation. Now, in this case, the Poynting vector is along the z direction, so that P equal to half the real value of EXS HYS minus EYS HXS star into AZ, that is the unit vector, and this is equal to EXS mod of EXS square plus mod of EYS square by 2 eta into AZ, that is the unit vector, where eta equal to eta TE for TE mode and eta equal to eta TM for TM mode. Then the total average power transmitted across the cross section of the waveguide is P average equal to integration of P average dot ds over the total surface. Then that is equal to here the dimension is a into b, that's why integration of x according to x-axis there is a, that is x equal to 0 to a, integration of y equal to 0 to b, e x s mod x square plus e y s mod square by 2 eta dy dx. Now, what is our practical importance? Now, our practical importance is the attenuation in a lossy waveguide. Now, for that, to analyze, if we assumed that we have assumed that the lossless waveguides, that is conductivity equal to 0 and conductivity for conductor, that is conductivity of conductor is infinite, for which we can say that alpha equal to 0 and gamma equal to j beta. Then when the dielectric medium is lossy, when the dielectric medium is lossy, then conductivity not equal to 0 and the guide walls are not perfectly conducting. That means we can say that the conductivity of conductor not equal to infinity. There is a continuous loss of power as a wave propagating along the guide. Now, according to this, we can write that the power flow in the guide is in the form of P average equal to P0 e to the power minus 2 alpha z. Now, in order that energy be conserved, the rate of decrease in P average must equal the time average power loss, that is PL per unit length, that is PL equal to minus dP average by dZ equal to 2 alpha PAVE, or alpha equal to PL by 2 PAV. Now, in general, alpha equal to alpha C plus alpha D. This is the general equation, that is the attenuation alpha equal to alpha C plus alpha D. Here, alpha C is the attenuation constant due to the ohmic or conduction loss, and the dielectric losses, alpha D is the dielectric loss. Now, to determine this alpha t, first we have to assume that a lossless dielectric medium, that is conductivity equal to 0. Now, for a lossy dielectric, we need to incorporate the fact that alpha alpha not equal to are not alpha, we have to consider that conductivity equal to 0. Then all our equation still hold the same, that except that gamma equal to J beta, that needs to be modified. Then this is achieved by replacing the permittivity and we can write that gamma equal to alpha d plus J beta d, that is equal to root over of m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square minus omega square mu epsilon c, where that epsilon c equal to epsilon prime minus j epsilon double prime, that is equal to epsilon minus j sigma by omega, and the gamma square equal to gamma square will be the square of this equation, that is gamma d square alpha d square minus beta d square plus 2j alpha a beta d alpha d beta d, it is equal to this minus omega square mu epsilon plus j omega mu sigma. Now if we equate the real and imaginary part, then we can write that alpha d square minus beta d square equal to m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square minus omega square mu epsilon, and from that we can write that 2 alpha d beta d equal to omega mu sigma, or alpha d equal to omega mu sigma by 2 beta d. Now, if we assume that alpha d square less than beta d square and alpha d square minus beta d square almost equal to beta d square, minus of beta d square, then beta d equal to root over omega square mu epsilon minus m pi by l whole square minus m pi by b whole square, that is equal to omega root over mu epsilon root over 1 minus fc by fr whole square, and alpha d, that is attenuation constant for dielectric, that is equal to sigma eta prime by 2 root over 1 minus fc by fr whole square, where that eta prime equal to root over of mu f mu by epsilon. Now if we calculate the attenuation for ohmic laws or conduction, then alpha c for TE10 mode, that is if till now we have considered that TMN and or TMMN or TEMN mode, here M and N may be any number. Now if we consider the alpha conductivity alpha c for TE10 mode, then for this mode only EY HX and HZ will exist. And if we TE10 M is replaced by 1 and n is replaced by 0, and we will get that P average equal to this. And after that, after calculating all these part, we will get that omega square mu square a cube h0 square b by 4 pi square eta, and the power loss will be equal to PL equal to this. After all the calculation, the attenuation will be alpha C equal to this, and by following the same procedure, the attenuation constant for TEMN mode, that is n equal to n not equal to 0, that can be obtained by as this. And for TMN mode, this is the attenuation constant, that is alpha C Tm equal to this, and the total attenuation constant will be alpha equal to alpha C plus alpha D. Alpha C for Tm mode and Te mode is in this equation, and alpha D will also in previous section of this lecture, it was calculated that what is alpha D, and the total attenuation constant will be alpha equal to alpha C plus alpha D. This is the attenuation constant. That's all for today. Today we have discussed about the power transmission and attenuation of the wave in a rectangular waveguide. And in next class we will discuss about the mode of the current and mode of excitation mode.